Hello and welcome to Doh Athan. I'm Claire Hammond. Many mothers in Myanmar are unaware of the health benefits natural breastfeeding can have, both for them and their baby, which can include decreasing risk of illness or improving the long-term health of their baby. Part of the reason for this is an aggressive marketing campaign by companies who sell breast milk substitutes, popularly known as infant or baby formula. In this episode, Doh Athan hears from new mothers about what they know about natural breastfeeding, and delves into some of the murkier tactics used by some of the largest infant formula companies. Here's the full story. At her home in Bago region, Doh Athan was busy preparing a meal of baby formula milk for her granddaughter, Kin Chi Monkant, who is 8 months old. When Doh Athan had finished preparing the formula, she poured it into a bottle and began feeding it to her granddaughter, who was nestled comfortably on her lap.
We've been feeding her the formula since she was 2 months old. We don't only use breast milk, but also formula because her mother had to go back to work. Other mothers and doctors have recommended us to use this.
When she was 3 months old, Kin Chi Monkant's mother had to return to work and sent the baby girl from their home in Yangon into the care of her grandmother in Bago. As a result of economic pressures, many mothers have to return to work shortly after they've given birth. Mothers in Myanmar are entitled to 6-month maternity leave. Many companies only provide 3.5 months. This is part of the reason that many babies in Myanmar are fed formula, which can have a detrimental impact on a baby's health, said Dr. Luin Ma Laing, Deputy Director of the National Nutrition Centre from the government's Department of Public Health. Other parents feed their babies rice, sometimes mixed with the formula.
Digestion systems are not well developed for babies, so breast milk is best. It is better than formula. The digestion system can be damaged if they are fed rice in the first 6 months. Even though it's very soft, it can cause damage and the baby is more likely to suffer with diarrhea.
Luin Ma Laing said that feeding babies only formula can make them sick, stunt their growth, and affect their mental development. The World Health Organization recommends that newborn babies are fed exclusively by breastfeeding until they are 6 months. But a survey conducted in 2015 and 16 found that only about half of the parents in Myanmar are following this advice. Many parents use a mixture of formula, rice, and honey to feed their babies in the first 6 months.
It's bad for their stomach, kidneys, and intestines. Mothers don't understand the disadvantages of it and how it will affect their child's life for 10, 20, or 30 years. Breast milk is the best.
Dr. Thelma Tunthain, a nutritional advisor, said that some instant formula companies were making claims that their products can make children taller and improve their intelligence, while failing to advertise the possible negative side effects. Thelma Tunthain said that mothers who work can store their breast milk in a refrigerator for between 3 and 6 months. Not everyone is convinced, however. Ma Yu Kaing, a mother of 4 in Yangon's South Dagon township, said she spends most of her day selling betel at her local market. So in addition to feeding her infant children breast milk, she fed them formula mixed with rice once a day. When Doh Athan visited her home, Yu Kaing was busy preparing a formula for her 4-month-old niece. She was mixing rice with water and a cheap milk powder. Written on the package of the powder was a warning in English, not to be used as infant milk substitute.
We have been using smatching rice since the baby was 1 month old. The rice is good for the baby. Itchy red bumps from mosquito bites disappear because of the rice, and the baby gets good nutrition. Nothing bad happens to the baby.
In countries outside Myanmar, the medical benefits of breastfeeding babies are well known. For the baby, they include a reduced risk of infections and illnesses, as well as obesity and cardiovascular diseases in adulthood. For mothers, breastfeeding can reduce the risk of breast cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and obesity. Research by the World Health Organization has also found that increasing breastfeeding to near universal levels could save more than 800,000 lives globally each year, the majority being children under 6 months. It's also important that mothers breastfeed their children within 24 hours of them being born, Luin Laing said. Research conducted by the Ministry of Health and Sports found that the number of mothers breastfeeding babies within 24 hours of birth fell from 75.8% in 2010 to 66.8% in 2016. A major challenge in Myanmar is that many new mothers are advised by medical professionals to feed their children formula, said Luin Laing.
It's difficult. Some medical staff recommend mothers to use formula during the first 6 months instead of breastfeeding, even though they know about the benefits of breastfeeding. We are doing advocacy with the government and private staff, but there is little cooperation.
In February, Save the Children published a report titled Don't Push It, which aims to highlight how the baby food industry has undermined natural breastfeeding globally. The report said that companies were using dishonest methods to sell their products. The report highlights the aggressive marketing strategies of 6 companies who make up about half the global breast milk substitute market, which is expected to be worth $70 billion by 2019, up from $15 billion in 1998. The report accused companies of routinely breaking the International Code of Marketing of Breast Milk Substitutes, which was introduced by the World Health Organization in 1981. The report said companies were breaking the code by promoting formula in shops, supermarket and health facilities, as well as online, and that its products were often labelled with misleading information and images. Mr. Andy Nielsen, Head of Communications, Advocacy and Campaigns for Save the Children Myanmar, said it was important that parents had knowledge about the benefits of breastfeeding.
Education is the key to everything, and if mothers and fathers understand and really value how important breastfeeding is, then they will do everything that they can to be able to keep breastfeeding. If they don't have that knowledge, then they won't do that.
This August, Save the Children began a 3-month campaign in Yangon, Mandalay and Naypyidaw, aimed at highlighting the health benefits of breastfeeding to about 8,000 mothers.
So we're trying to build a movement to support breastfeeding mothers. And it's not just about mothers, it's also about fathers and best friends and aunties and uncles and bosses at work. It's about everybody creating a supportive environment so that a mother can breastfeed their baby in the first 6 months without a problem and beyond.
The campaign also involves working with companies, and Nielsen said that since the campaign began, KBZ Bank, one of the most high-profile businesses in Myanmar, has made a commitment to establish breastfeeding-friendly spaces in its offices.
When a mother is trying to breastfeed their child, they actually feel like they have a supportive environment around them.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of Doh Athan. This programme was put together this week by Zani and Claire Hammond. You can read the above-mentioned news and other interesting articles via Frontier Myanmar's website and Facebook pages, and you can share your thoughts on these pages freely. Please stay tuned for next Wednesday's episode, and visit the Doh Athan Facebook page. The project to support human rights reporting is a partnership between Frontier Myanmar and Foundation Hirondelle, funded by the Embassy of the Netherlands in Myanmar. Thanks for staying with us while broadcasting.